We are now in Brașov. It's another city from what do you call that? Romania.
Wallachia, where Bucharest is. Wallachia was conquered by the Ottoman Empire. You can still see the food influence in Bucharest in the southern part of Romania. Plus the Turkish settlement, we still have them. Then this is the famous Transylvania. Transylvania was part of the Hungarian Empire. Being part of the Hungarian Empire, we had a king, right? So Transylvania has this beautiful architecture because of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, right? Very similar to Budapest, to Vienna, and the southern part of Germany as well. And this part is called Moldova. Moldova was under the influence of the Ottoman Empire and under the Russian Empire for a long time. Okay? Three parts united in 1918. But why did the Hungarians and the Germans come to Transylvania in the 13th century? Because Europe was invaded by the Mongols from this side and from this side. And so the Hungarian king Emperor II in 1211 said, I need to bring soldiers to protect the border of the Hungarian people. So he sent Hungarian soldiers right over here, half away from Brașov. We have two counties. We call them the Hungarian land, where you will not hear Romanian. In these two counties live the remnants of the Hungarian soldiers that came to protect the Hungarian Empire. You go there and you feel like in Hungary, music, radio, TV, magazines, food, street signs, everything in Hungarian. I went yesterday, it was very nice not to hear Romanian at all. But you have to speak Hungarian. It might be a little bit difficult, but it's one of the hardest languages in the world. Yes. So, over here, all different cultures. In Russia, we have the biggest event is this beautiful factory in the 18th century, a beer factory that belongs. They're like a little country in the middle of our country, yeah. And this is their beer, Chikișor. It's pretty good, I have to admit. It's a really good Hungarian beer. And then you try the German, the Hungarian, and Romanian good beer is called Zagan with a Z. Next to the red label, there is one with a Z, Zagan. See which one you like. Maybe you don't like any of them. Like I said, we are not really beer makers like you have a tradition in Germany, Belgium, or Netherlands, somewhere else. Mountain, almost 5 minutes away, right? Now, horrible Hollywood sign was put up in 2004, and it was called a freedom sign. Why? 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 Well, because in school we still learn, when we do English classes, we still learn about the American dream. So anything associated with the American dream is a sign of freedom for us. Not so much today, not so much anymore. But the question is why? Why did they do this? Because we have an even funnier story. During the big USSR, Stalin had a dream to have a city with his name in every communist country. Very nice dream, what can I say? So in Russia, there was, in Bulgaria, Varna was changed to Stalin City. And over 14 cities, he changed to Stalin City. Now the lucky winner in Romania was Brașov. Brașov became 1950 to 1960 Stalin's city. But they did not stop here. Here is the interesting part. I really have to agree with them. It's very creative. On the left side of the mountain, you will see when we end the tour from a nice view, with a nice view. On the left side of the mountain, communists brought pine trees and Christmas trees that are evergreen. And they wrote, what do you think? What do you think they wrote up on the mountain in huge letters? Stalin, right? I will come and show everyone. 19 over here. Trees halfway, right?
Stalin.
How cool is that? It's crazy. I will come in the back as well. Yeah, you could see it from really far away. You can take pictures if you want. Yeah, over here. Did everyone see it? It's really cool because it's the only time you will hear about communist sustainability. They didn't build out of concrete or metal or right? And if you cut down the S and the T, it is left Alin. Alin is a very popular Romanian name. Hello. Very popular Romanian name. So for the rest of our history, this Alin name stayed up on the mountain. And I asked my mom, so, okay, but nobody wondered why we have someone's name up on the mountain? She said, no, we just wanted to forget about the Stalin episode. And I asked her, so is there any influence, like socially? Did anything happen?
That's the sign, Brașov. We are in Brașov in Romania.
Last 7 years, just like society changed, right? Color, text, messaging. It's basically like our social media. Everything that happens in the world, you will see it on the street. You don't need to read the newspaper. When the war Russia-Ukraine started, messages appeared on the wall.
Look at all this. This is where everybody write their name or whatever it is that they want to write on the wall. This is like the street. I can't remember the name, what they're called in Brooklyn. Is it in Brooklyn? Somewhere in Manhattan that they have it. But I can't remember the name that we used to do this to in Brooklyn. Is it? I'm not even sure now. You guys could correct me. Oh, that is so cool. Oh. That was just being fresh. Wow, it's all the way, it goes all the way. Wow. It goes all the way in the back. God, my tour is gonna probably leave me. I better go back. Wow. Too bad we can't write our name.
Next time I will get the marker.
Oh, wait. Ian is tagging.
The biggest church in Transylvania. And here it is from 1385. So, what is really interesting about this church? I thought about, besides all the historical facts, so it was built in 1385. It's a Gothic style church. It was Catholic in the beginning, called St. Mary's. But then what happened is that this man came in the 15th century, and he's the real example of an influencer. Without Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, I'll tell you how much he influenced the community. He was a map maker. He traveled through Poland, and then he went to Germany. And in Germany, he heard about the thesis of Martin Luther. He loved his ideas, came back to Brașov, to the community here, to the German side, and said, we need to switch from Catholic to Protestant. Yeah? And it is said that in one afternoon, he convinced them to switch. Who changes religions in one afternoon?
Wow.
He was either a very good public speaker or he had a lot of money. So Germans went to bed as Catholic, woke up as Protestants. When they woke up as Protestants, in the next following weeks, he became the bishop of the church, very conveniently. So when he became the bishop, he said, we will get rid of all the statues because Catholic Orthodox have tons of saints, Protestants do not believe in saints. So please, let's take down the statues. So you see all the spots of the statues? Now they're empty. There are some statues on the other side of the church, just so that you have an idea of what it looked like. Those are replicas, right? Then he said, we need to cover all the paintings inside and outside, because paintings in churches are an explanation of the artist. He tries to explain the scripture for people who cannot read, right? These are the paintings. This was their initial purpose. So he said, you don't need to see someone's interpretation of the scriptures because Martin Luther translated the Bible into German, so you will have direct access to the Bible. So they covered all the paintings inside and outside, which is a little bit of a shame because they were pretty beautiful. On the inside of this gate, if you go inside the church, you will see a painting of Saint Mary with Saint Barbara and Saint Catherine. When the Germans came, they came with 3 women saints, which is very interesting. Saint Mary was the church, Saint Barbara was a monastery, and Saint Catherine was the gate between the Romanian and the German side. So they used them all. Very interesting. So one big problem they had is that they didn't know what name to give the church after they switched from Catholic to Protestant. Now why was this a problem? Because Protestants do not believe in saints, so they couldn't call the church Saint Mary. I don't know why they didn't just call disapproval. I don't know why they didn't just call it Mary or I don't know, Sagrada Familia, Sacré-Cœur. I don't know, just a name without, church was left without a name. It was just called the Central Church of Corona because the German side was called Corona, Romanian side was called Shkei, Hungarian side was called Hungarian side. It's Sekeli land, it's called in Romanian Hungarian, right? So, Central Church of Corona, 200 years, no name, until a great fire came. Probably they're rehearsing for the organ concert, I will tell you. Beautiful. So, probably you realize that the Black Church comes from a fire, probably, right? Because before 1689, church was white like this. They could have called it the White Church. Would have been interesting. After the fire in 1689, especially over here, you see how the stone changed color because of the ash and the smoke. So they said, it doesn't have a name, let's just call it the Black Church. So it got called the Black Church. But unfortunately, because of rain and acid rain, the color started fading, right? So it's not black anymore. Many times tourists ask me, where is the Black Church? Well, it's right here. Not really black, it's more of a gray, but yeah. Here you can still see some of the paintings that were on the outside, a little bit, you know. Now, inside, not much to see. It's a very simple church, very simple church. No decorations, no statues, no gold, no silver, no nothing. Because Protestant religion is about simplicity. But inside, I will tell you one effect that this church has. I never knew how to call it because I realized when I entered this church there was something special about the architecture. Besides the fact that it's the tallest church in Transylvania, there was something special. And only 2 weeks ago I finally found a document about the church that speaks about it. And this is called a warehouse church. If you've ever heard of a warehouse church. Why? Because usually churches, the main part of the church is bigger than the altar. Altar is smaller, sides of the church are smaller, but here the altar and the main part of the church are almost the same height. So when you go inside, you feel super small. It gives you like, I don't know, the space, expansion space, I don't know how to explain it, but you will go inside and you will see what a feeling it gives you, you know? Anyway, in a church, the idea was to make it big so that man understands he's small and God is big. But here they really did a great job. Like a warehouse church. Now, best thing that happened to Brașov in the last year is that this man who plays the organ. So his family, his father was the only one who played the organ. His grandfather is the only one who played the organ. Now he studied 40 years in Germany to know how to play this. We have an 18th century huge organ, mechanical organ. It's the biggest between Vienna and Istanbul. He studied 40 years to learn
40 years.
how to play it.
Wow.
Now he's 45. So last year, he did the best thing in the history of this town. He got the approval of the German community to play Metallica, Nothing Else Matters.
Oh.
On the organ, 18th century organ in the black church. The acoustic, the song. It's 7 minutes of just crying. I will play it a little bit, but the sound is not very good. But when you go home to your hotel where you stay, search on YouTube, Metallica, Nothing Else Matters, Black Church Brașov. It's 7 minutes. You will be amazed at the sound that this organ combined with the beautiful song, Nothing Else Matters is a beautiful song. It's just amazing. It feels like the opera. It's beautiful, it's really beautiful. Teach the city in a better way. You know, this was the idea behind it. So women went to school, and in the German chronicles of the 15th century, it speaks about the business gathering of the men, where women attended as well. So how cool is that? 15th century, we had schools where women were allowed to be educated. It didn't last long, but still, it was pretty good. Okay, let me show you the main entrance.
This is a German school.
That is very nice with products from local artists. A little bit expensive, but they're original and beautiful. So this is also welcome. That is the White Tower. We will end the tour at the Black Tower in like 20. Jewish community was allowed to be there, so they go. It was a wall connected to this gate, and it continued. And every time Romanians wanted to enter the German side, they had to pay a tax, go through this gate, and at sunset they had to leave the German side. Because in the 15th century, the Germans fortified their side of town. It was very smart of them because the Ottomans were attacking, right? And they said, we don't want our settlement to get devastated. Now, Romanians never fortified because they relied on the Germans. They said, nobody's going to get past the Germans anyway because they fortified really well, so we might as well relax. They relaxed, right? So the Germans had 2 rows of walls with towers of defense, with water around the German side. It was really interesting. So these are the old gates. Now, Romanian side is surrounded by the hills. That's why we have a lot of bear activity. If you turn around and cross the street and go through this alley, you walk up this alley, you will get to the bottom of the mountain. At the bottom of the mountain, there is a beautiful alley. Did anyone go up the mountain? Nobody? Nobody? No? Not yet? Not yet. Okay, it's a good, really hot. So you take a walk up this alley, you get to the bottom of the mountain, and then you have 3 hiking trails. Yellow, if you are running in a marathon. Forget the yellow, it has 167 stone stairs. Only if you have good knees, yeah? It's on that side of the mountain. Then there is the blue hiking trail that if you don't pay attention can turn from 1 hour to 4.
Wow.
And the best, easiest one is the red trail. Yeah, you see the sign for the red trail next to the cabin where you take the funicular. Yeah. And it's 1 hour with serpentine, super easy. I went with a 2-year-old, she barely survived. She made it up. So red trail. I don't know why they put the color red, because red usually is a sign of danger or something bad, but it's the best one. Okay. We are opposite to the normal. Then you can take the cable cart. It's 20 lei to go up, 20 lei to come down, or 35 if you take both ways. And it takes you 3 minutes. It's an elevation of 960 meters. In 3 minutes, you are up there. I didn't even have time to take out my phone and to actually film the whole, I was so upset. Yes.
You have to go back.
Yeah, I said, I'm not coming back ever. Because usually there is a line in the weekend, so yeah, I will prepare you for a line at the cable car. Okay. Tomorrow it's working. On Mondays it's not working. Yeah. Mondays everything is closed. The cable car museums and many places. Bears. Let's go at the statue of the very depressed bear and speak about the most important part of my tour. I joke a lot, but I'm very serious also now. Okay. Any questions so far? Sometimes it is said Romania has second biggest population after Russia, which is like a joke because Russia's big. We are like this part of Russia, and we have the second population of bears. So all of these bears are in the Carpathians. Carpathians surround Transylvania. So they are around us, everywhere around us, okay? They're not in the south of Romania. You will not see them in the eastern part of Romania. But in the beautiful Transylvania, my dream is to go hiking in Germany where I don't think about bears. Yes, and I had to talk with someone from Germany and they said, yeah, but our forests seem like they are dead, not a lot of creatures. Said much better than walking 2 steps and hearing something in the bushes and like, a bear, a bear. But at the same time, we got used to living with bears. It's something super normal for us. It's so normal, it actually got to the extreme. 10 years ago, we had Discovery Channel and Animal Planet coming to Brașov to film what was happening, which was not normal at all. Why? Because we got so used to bears coming under the mountain, on this alley. Behind this mountain, there is a neighborhood. And in the Romanian side, they would come at least 3 times per week in the evenings. Sometimes even where we stopped to speak about the Hollywood sign, they would come down the street over there. And I used to go visit my friends behind this mountain, and I was going up the street here. The bear was by the tree, going down the street. And even then I was thinking, this is not normal. I should not be walking on the same street with the bear, right? But this is what happened. And Animal Planet would come to film. We were watching the crew from Animal Planet. It was for us, I was younger, and it was something super interesting. My friends that lived in this neighborhood have balconies facing the forest, right? In the forest, there was the garbage bins, right? So people would come out of their blocks to throw the garbage out. And by the garbage, there was a bear. And I remember even today how, for us, it was super funny to sit all day long on the balcony and see how people react when they discovered that there were bears behind the garbage bin or in the garbage bin. So we wanted to have material for candid camera. There was a period of time when candid camera was very popular. So we always tried to film like this funny, but people never got scared, I remember once a bear fell into the garbage bin. It was big, and a man went out to throw the garbage. He threw the garbage in the bin, and the bear popped out with the garbage on his head. And we were like, wow, this is the best material. The man will run scared. The man laughed, turned around and left. Not even run, not even scream. It was like, and then he left. And we're like, wow, this is not normal. People are so used to bears here like dogs, And so we get this alert. Some of you received the alert. If you are in a 2-kilometer radius of a bear that was chipped, right? You get an alert on your phone via GPS satellite saying bear is on this street, in Brașov, for example. If the bear would be like on these streets, we would all get an alert. If he was chipped, we would all get an alert saying bear is on the street, do not go to that street. That's not the purpose of the alert. Do not feed the bears, do not take a selfie, stay indoors, right? But because of these alerts, sometimes bears are not chipped and you will just meet the bear on the street. But sometimes many people go exactly to see the bear, and I had many tourists that came to Brașov to see bears in the forest, The best place to see these bears is at the bear sanctuary, Liberty. Maybe you've heard about Liberty Bear Sanctuary. It's next to Bran. It's the best place because there is a fence between you and the bears. Okay, you are not in the forest in their territory. We have a bear sanctuary because of all the bears that came to Brașov and got used to the trash bin, got used to KFC, McDonald's, Starbucks. You know. So authorities would take them deep in the forest. Next day they would come back. Take them back in the forest. They would come back. So they made the bear sanctuary where they feed all these lazy bears that got used to the city. You know. At the end, I'll show you a video of a lady where we were at we stopped by the Hollywood sign to speak about the Hollywood sign. Last year in June, a lady got followed by a bear all the way there.
Oh,
it was
wow.
very funny, yeah. At 9 o'clock in the evening. So, when it's very hot, it's the best day to go hiking. Go up the mountains. Bears stay deep in the forest when it's very hot. They don't like it. Did anyone go on Transfăgărășan? Yeah, did you see bears? How many? Two only? Okay. Did you go as well, right? No. Yeah, okay. On Transfăgărășan, anyone else? Up the road through the mountains? Yeah? You are going? Good luck. So usually there are bears, between 10 to 13 bears, but when it's very hot and crowded, they stay away. But they got so used to people feeding them on Transfăgărășan, in the city, in the garbage bin, you know? Now they are not very scared. And last few weeks we had a little bit of a cooler weather and bears started moving a lot. We had bears in the city, in the Romanian side, almost every day, bears around here. But the problem side, where people would take this alley and not to pay a tax through the German side. So it was a shortcut. Now it became a romantic alley of Brașov because we wanted to have these romantic alleys where couples can stay away from the eyes of the city center. The only problem was that two things were the problem. One, the name. They couldn't find the romantic name, so they called it Behind the Walls, which sounds horrible. When you tell your loved one, come on, honey, let's go behind the walls. It sounds not very romantic. Also, the problem is the water. There is a lovely little stream of water that looks clean and nice, but actually was the sewers from the Romanian side.
Oh, no.
So whenever Romanians were upset with the Germans, sometimes the Germans would increase taxes for Romanians. And there was a payback, you know, like neighbors. And Romanians would throw a lot of garbage in this water. And so this water has this traditional name of the rotten one. So not very romantic when you are next to the rotten one behind the walls. But slowly they filtered it. It smells a little bit in the beginning. It's not very romantic. You have to go like this. But after that, I promise it's very romantic. Ready to go on the romantic? Let's go down romantic alley. I will make you try the communist snacks. For the ultimate communist experience. Yeah. If you want to go to the White Tower and experience the 200 stairs, there is a shortcut.
Yeah,
Let's finish the tour at the tower. Who wants the whole bag? It's all yours.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Ian, your step is it? How many steps is it? Oh, this is so beautiful. Look at this. Oh yeah, let's go. Going down the stairs. Oops. Go gosh, I almost missed my steps.
Part of Romania. So Bran Castle was always a small castle, like a labyrinth. Who went to Bran? Yeah? Small, very crowded.
Yeah.
Especially if it's crowded, it's not very pleasant because you have to go.
The name of that stuff that we just went in is Torno Negro Black Tower. Okay. On the way down. It's easy to go down than climbing up, you know. I'm out of shape. Hi, Ian. This is the most narrowest street in Europe. Ian, let me take a picture of you.
Sounds so good.
This is sour tripe soup. And that is trout, grilled trout for Ian. How was it, Ian? Nice marbles. Wow. Langus. Ian. Thank you. Let me see. Show it to me. Ah.